we have just one line right there squirting. I'm not sure how well the GoPro is actually going to pick it up there, but it looks like this heater hose here has blown into my face. So stand by, let me get the truck shut off. And man, that tastes terrible. Good morning, guys and girls, and welcome back to the channel. If you don't know who I am SendIt Steve. This is the big girl, the F450, and well, we're getting ready to take this thing to the next level thanks to Rough Country lift kits and suspension. So one of the things I wanted to talk about is right here we have our 6-inch kit here. We have everything that we need to go ahead and do it. All the hardware, we've got some stickers, hardware. These are sway bar drops, sway bar end links, sorry. These are actually for the front drive shaft axles. They're all in here. This is actually for your torsion setup. Your torsion bar actually goes in here. Basically everything you need is here. On this side over here, this is obviously going to be for your like transmission. There's an ear on here that you're going to have to cut off, which you'll see later on in a previous video for the install. But this actually goes to the transmission. Again, this goes to the transmission. Everything in here, obviously, your sway bar end links are longer now because you're going up in the air. You got our shocks, which we're not using. We're actually waiting on upgraded shocks that will be back in stock on Tuesday. So we will get shocks sent over to us. It'll be probably Tuesday of next week. But then everything out here that you see will be powder coated. Now I know what color I'm choosing to powder coat, and I'm not going to say anything right now, but we are powder coating the pieces that you see outside of the boxes. So those are going to go over to JS Coating. Definitely give him a follow on Instagram, and if you need any kind of powder coating needs, definitely swing over and check out Jeremy. He does fantastic work. He did the Urban Bourbon. He's done a bunch of things, and we're actually getting ready to tear this. Once this is done here, we're going to tear this apart, and this lift kit and everything is going to get re-powder coated. Now, if you don't know, this truck has been lifted for about 3 years now, maybe 4 years. I'm not really 100% sure. I kind of forget how long, but we are going to take this truck to the next level very, very soon. But we got to get a daily driver back up and running before we can do all that. So basically what I started to do over here was, actually, I'll show you the brake lines and everything now. I know that in my last video, I didn't actually show where the brake fluid leak was. But if you can tell, the brake lines on this thing are in super terrible shape. It's actually the two lines that you see right there, those two lines. Those are actually the two that are leaking on this thing. So like I said, there is absolutely zero brakes. We're going to make the brake lines go literally from the front to the back, the left to the right. We're not going to mess around. We got an entire brake line kit coming for this thing, so we're going to just do it one-stop shop so I don't have to worry about it again. I don't know if you remember the Suburban that we had, but that thing definitely had its issues with, the brake lines. I think I fixed one, then a couple days later another one blew, and then we ended up getting a rainstorm and I had to hit the brakes a little hard in traffic, and we blew a third line, so that we kind of made them as we went. But this vehicle here, we're going to just do one time and be done, because we do plan on having some heavy wheels and tires on here. A couple other comments that I did hear people say is about just use the e-brake. Well, as you can tell there, the e-brake is definitely not attached. It does not work, so I can't just use the e-brake for this thing. Don't mind the flat tire. It is what it is. We're not using that. So let's go ahead into the interior here, and I will start to explain what I found with this thing. I have this apart for a couple different reasons. Number one, as I started doing all this, I had the heat obviously playing, and well, it doesn't actually work at all. So we have to figure out that, which is probably just this box, which I might have this control unit from the truck that we parted out prior. So we might actually have one of these. If not, we're gonna have to get a new control unit. Normally, if you do put it on 5 here, you actually will have something, but we have absolutely nothing. So either the motor's bad down here or it's this module. 90% of the time it's going to be this module here and not the fan motor. But if it is a fan motor, that's okay. We'll get one of them and put it in here soon. But this leads us to why we have everything torn apart over here. So this truck actually had a aftermarket radio installed in it. This is obviously for your iPad or whatever that you could play in here. So I started tearing into this thing, and I know I should have showed everybody, but I was just kind of you know, I kind of rushed it. I'm sorry guys, I know you guys love to see this kind of stuff, but I kind of just started tearing into it because I wanted to find the problem, because I wanted to know if I needed to order a new head unit or if it was something, you know, just a wire that I could reverse and flip. But it actually turns out that I do believe that it's actually something in this radio. So something is not allowing it to turn off, whether it's in this radio or it's going to be in the door switch over here, which if it is in the door switch, we'll know by tomorrow morning. So you'll already have seen this video. Tomorrow I will actually know what is actually killing this battery. But yeah, so I believe it is actually this radio. For some reason it does not turn off whatsoever, so I don't know if it's hardwired incorrectly, or I honestly don't know. I think it could be in some of these connections or something like that. Somebody probably has a wire crossed incorrectly, I don't know, but I'm just gonna ixnay all that. I'm gonna get a new radio for it, and we're just gonna go from there. So basically, long story short, is we have a short in the truck, and tomorrow morning I will know 100% what it is, whether it's the radio or if it's actually in the door over here. So it's not a big deal. It is what it is. It's just a little bit of an electrical draw, but you know, we definitely got to get it taken care of because this is going to be our daily driver and we're going to drive this thing frequently. While I was actually recording that, this is actually a good sign. Like I said, I've had this thing running. I did notice it's up probably like 218, 220 on the dash, which is hot, but it's not too crazy. And then I look out, and I'm not sure if you can see there, but we actually have some smoke. So I jumped out here real quick. I thought we had a big major issue, but it appears as if we have just one line right there squirting. I'm not sure how well the GoPro is actually gonna pick it up there, but it looks like this heater hose here has blown into my face. So stand by, let me get the truck shut off. And man, that tastes terrible. All right, well, that's fun. Well, I guess now's a good time that we can talk about this. My hand is definitely burnt, definitely sucks. It was definitely a lot hotter than I anticipated. But another thing on these trucks is those lines get brittle and they break. So we're gonna go ahead, and what I'll probably end up doing is I probably won't put the plastic part bag on there, but I'll probably just get a new hose clamp here and just go straight onto the heater core there. I absolutely hate those lines. As you can tell, that's one of the reasons why when they get brittle, I mean, they are just in bad shape. So that definitely didn't feel too good. We definitely got to get that taken care of. It's not a big deal. It definitely sucks, but it's not a deal breaker. It's little things like that that, you know, when you buy a car that's, what is this thing, 16 years old now? When you buy a car that's 16 years old, you're gonna have a couple little issues here and there. And you know, I love the projects. You guys know this. I love it. Let's just get it all addressed. Wheel update. Oh, before we get kicked off here, we do have our wheels. They are en route here. So I'm not sure if you'll see it in the next video, but you will see a video here, the next 2 or 3 videos of the wheels that are here for the lift. Probably when we pick the lift kit up from being powder coated, we will have a big, huge wheel update. So we are going with Anthem wheels. If you guys are looking for Anthem wheels, definitely use when you go into pay and buy now, you'll see a tab there that says who, I think it says like who. So when you guys go in there, you will see a tab that says who referred you to there. There is a Send It Steve button in there. So definitely click the Send It Steve link. Help me get some points, help you get some reward points, and it helps us both out. We have got the lift kit all loaded up here in the F450. So let's get this over here to JS Coating so we can get it powder coated and hopefully back before the end of the weekend. So let's go over, see Jeremy, drop off our powder coating parts, and pick our color. Now, like I said, I know what color, but I don't know if you guys know or not. I love this thing. Let's get over there. All right, so as you could see in the little clip, I know it's kind of far away. It's actually sitting on the hood of the F450. But if this was a customer's car, I would probably mess around trying to get this clamp off. However, it's my personal car, so you've seen there I took the Sawzall and I just kind of cut two little I want to call like a little V basically. So I cut a V into it so that I could actually just go ahead and pry it apart. Let's see if I can do it and still video. Guys, I really get the video there. But you can see there, so I cut a little V into the hose there, and it's just so much easier than trying to mess with a correct tool to get it out. So if you are going to do this on yours, it's definitely simple. Just don't cut too far. You can tell here, I don't even think I nicked the top of the pipe, and if I did, it's not much at all. I'm sure you guys understood what I was talking about when I said just toss a hose clamp on it, but you just push it back up and across, toss a hose clamp on it, and it is good and ready to go. So let's get some coolant tossed in here and get this thing fired back up so we can make sure that that leak at least is taken care of, so that we know about our battery situation in the morning. I did want to show here a little bit better. Like I said, I just cut basically a V out of it. It wasn't anything crazy with the Sawzall. It was super easy. Cut the little V out of it and you're good to go. This was the end, obviously, as you can tell, that was on this side. Super brittle. As you can tell, it came apart in pieces, which if you guys know these trucks, it happens all the time. So let me get coolant in here. All right, well, you can tell by how muddy this battery actually is. I completely forgot I had the battery for the Bruce here at the house, so that's actually good. We're just going to toss it in here. I'll get a new battery for either the Bruce or this at a later date, but we should be good to go. I got everything back together. Like I said, completely forgot about the battery being here for Bruce. So yeah, moment of truth. Fires right up. While this thing is running here, obviously you can tell there's a little bit of steam coming out of it because it's got to burn off all the coolant. I decided to come over here and actually see if there was actually power that could get to the motor. So I was going to test it to see if the motor was actually good or bad, and I actually the GoPro battery died again. I know, guys, I'm going to buy new batteries, but as soon as I got under here, I could tell right away where our issue was. Now if you can see that is actually burnt, and I seen it right away. So I'm actually going to get a resistor for this thing. I don't know if it's burnt up because of the inside of this resistor that looks like it's in terrible shape, or if it's the connector here, which I'm not sure if you can see the connector, but it definitely pulled the resistor wire or resistor plug right on out of that resistor. So I'm gonna go ahead and get a new resistor for it tomorrow, and I'm also going to see if we can go to a junkyard and I'm going to cut off one of these wires and we're going to replace it, because I don't think that the dealer is going to have that wire. You can tell there it's in pretty bad shape. I'm not sure what happened. Maybe the fan actually is locked up and it got hot. That could very well be, so you have to stay tuned for that video there. But I think we found our heat issue, which is a plus. I like having heat. All right, I'm gonna order, well, I already ordered the resistor. It'll be in tomorrow, and like I said, we're gonna go to a junkyard probably tomorrow and cut off a connector for this. And while I'm there, I'm probably gonna just go ahead and grab a fan for this a while. It just makes sense to do it now rather than do it later. So we'll have a fan for it, we'll have this plug, we'll have a good resistor, and we'll be good to go. We will have heat. I might even end up grabbing a climate control up there, only because they're probably 40-50 bucks, and I'm there. But I have a feeling that our resistor is going to take care of it. Now that we got the wiring and everything figured out over there for the heater control, I decided to kind of tear into this door a little bit to see if that was actually our draw. And sure enough, I found out right away. You can tell, you open this door, now that it's dark out, you can tell, and you do not get a light on the inside. You come over here to the rear door, open the rear door, and now the lights and everything kick on. So we do have an issue that lies within the driver's side door here. I've opened and closed it and slammed it a couple times. It does not turn any of the lights on, and then when the ignition is on, when you take the key out of the ignition, it actually still leaves that light on. So something in here is not allowing for it to I guess reset. I don't know what the right terminology is, but something in this door is actually causing it to still have a door ajar sensor on. So we're gonna have to go ahead and get that addressed. I'll make a whole nother video about that, because I feel like I can't be the only one that has that issue. Yeah, see, even with even with the driver's door wide open, you start it and still kicks no lights on in here. So we're definitely gonna have to get that addressed. When you close the door, it definitely doesn't go out until you open the rear door. This is where you can see the lights on the inside. Open the rear door, close the rear door, and they start to dim and fade out. All right, so I know this video kind of jumped around between, you know, places and back and forth and kind of all that, but it was actually spread between 2 days. So yesterday we got the suspension lift and everything in. Yesterday we broke the line and everything, and then I let the sun go down. That's when I decided that we were going to go ahead and figure out what our door issue was and everything, because it's kind of not easier to do at night, but it's kind of easier to do at night when it comes to electrical stuff like that, especially with the power probe and everything like that. So I decided, hey, let's just do it while it's nighttime. Be a little bit easier. I'll be able to tell what door the light goes on and off a little bit easier. It's just I don't know, it was just easier for me to decide to do it here at nighttime rather than doing it during the day. So the Avalanche is actually coming together very, very well. I'm actually going to start doing the brake line right now. I'm going to go in, finish editing this video out, then I'm going to come out, I'm going to make the brake lines. You guys have seen me make brake lines on, you know, the Bruce. You've seen me make them on the Urban Bourbon. You guys have seen me make brake lines plenty of times, so I'm not going to show you how to do the brake lines. I will show you that they are all done when they are all done and ready, and I'm hoping to be driving this thing by the weekend, guys. So again, I did get an update on the wheels. They should be here, I believe, this weekend. I'm excited about that. I can't wait to get that to you guys. It's freaking going to be killer. It's something that you guys, you know, didn't see coming from me. I can almost guarantee that. Sorry, I'm starting to shiver. It's a little bit chilly out here. But this build is going to look absolutely killer, and I am freaking pumped. So again, huge thank you to JS Coating. Thank you for jumping in there, getting all that stuff done for me, kind of not last minute, but he knew about it, I guess, 2 or 3 weeks ago when we ended up purchasing this. So he had me on the schedule, but it was like kind of fakely on the schedule. So Jeremy, huge thank you to that. I appreciate it. And there you guys have it. If you guys like the content, please smash that like button. Please subscribe. I can promise you guys we are going to get back onto more of like a scheduled video and do them throughout the day versus having them jumbled up into 2 days. It definitely gets a little hard to do filming because I did an outro yesterday and then I realized I had to do an outro today. But it's definitely going to, you know, we're working on getting everything together, and I'm excited. I hope you guys are along for the journey. Almost 100K, guys. 100K coming very, very soon, where I think we're like 1,400 subscribers away from 100,000 subscribers. So thank you guys all for the continual support. It means the world to me. And well, I'm gonna go in and put some more burn cream on my hand because it kind of actually really hurts today. But there you guys have it. Again, take care and have a great night. Oh, Corvette content. I'm still waiting on the wrap, so I apologize. We have not gotten the Corvette wrapped yet, and I'll do an interior video really, really soon on that. I was hoping to do like an interior review update since you guys knew I was going to do the wrap. I was just going to do all one video rather than do 2 videos, but I might end up just doing 2 videos or adding it in another video. So again, take care and have a great one.